Good morning, YouTube. This is Don V with Truth Be Told, broadcasting under hot, sunny skies here in Arizona. Looks like we'll be in the mid 90s. Thank God for coolers and air conditioning. At any rate, without ado, let's move on to the main stories. First one is now we have proof. FBI and DHS attempted to recruit Green Beret to infiltrate Oath Keepers before January 6th riots, and he recorded it. Throughout 2020, the BLM terrorist group was linked to conservatively 91% of the riots that resulted in the most expensive property damage in U.S. insurance history. There were zero 45 rallies that turned violent during the same period. Then on January 6th, after 1,045,000 supporters rallied with 45 at the Ellipse outside the White House, some 900 individuals went inside the U.S. Capitol, and over 400 have since been arrested, even those who were waved into the U.S. Capitol by the police standing at the exits. Since January, the DS and Democrats will not release videotapes to Republican lawmakers from January 6th inside or outside the Capitol. On Tuesday, Revolver News published an important piece on the unindicted co-conspirators in January 6th attack who were never charged by the DOJ or FBI for their part in the violence on January 6th. The unindicted co-conspirators were frequently the most violent and leaders of the assault on the U.S. Capitol. They are also likely FBI informants. We posted on that earlier today. Allegedly. And now we have proof that the FBI was actively recruiting military members to infiltrate and spy on the Oath Keepers and Proud Boys before January 6th protests. On March 23rd, the Gateway Pundit posted this article on a former Green Beret, Jeremy Brown. Jeremy Brown is a Green Beret and former Republican candidate for Congress in Florida's 14th Congressional District. Brown served in the United States Army from 1992 to 2012 and reached the rank of Special Forces Master Sergeant. Jeremy also attended the Stop the Steal protest in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. Jeremy joined the Oath Keepers in November and went to Washington, D.C. to provide security at the many protests and rallies this week. Last March, Jeremy Brown started speaking out on how the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, and FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force contacted him and attempted to recruit him to spy on patriots and everyday Americans. And here they are. In December, FBI agents contacted Jeremy Brown at his home for posting some things online. Jeremy released video surveillance of the FBI contacting him at his home, and Jeremy released an audio recording on his actual meetup with the FBI. Jeremy struggled for months about whether or not to go public with this information, but according to his Facebook page, after listening to politicians and the FBI director, Chris Wray, to lie after bald-faced lied to the American people, he could not stay silent any longer. Jeremy decided his desire to protect and defend the American people and the truth are far more important than privacy or personal safety. Earlier this year, Jeremy joined Brandon Gray on Band TV to describe what happened to him after he joined the Oath Keepers in November. Jeremy released a video of his encounter with government officials when they came to his home. Jeremy also released audio of his meetings with the FBI at the local restaurant. Jeremy explains in his recent video that the FBI called his cell phone and asked for a meeting after trying to contact him at his house. Jeremy then met with the FBI agents to a restaurant in Yuba City in December and told Brandon Gray in 38 seconds in the interview, the FBI attempted to recruit him to spy on Oath Keepers. The Gateway Pundit spoke with Jeremy Brown earlier this year. Jeremy is safe but laying low and keeping on the move until he says he has a full grasp on any fallout that is sure to result. Jeremy recorded his interview with the FBI in Florida. He recorded and released the entire conversation to Ban This TV. This is really shocking information, and the FBI is working to infiltrate patriot groups of retired military personnel who take an oath to uphold the U.S. Constitution. This is happening in America, and this took place before January 6th. Mercy. Next story, exclusive. The Arizona Mirror, the far-left outlet that creates far-left narratives that Arizona is connected to dark money. Picture above from the Phoenix News-Times shows the founders of the Arizona Mirror. Blah. The Arizona Mirror started in 2018, although the entity claims it's an independent nonprofit. It quickly showed its far-left roots in its reporting in the Phoenix area. In September of 2018, the Arizona Mirror launched in the Grand Canyon State. The Phoenix News-Times reported on this media outlet to Arizona. There's a new media organization in town. The Arizona Mirror launched on Tuesday with a staff of 4 journalists who previously worked for Arizona Capital Times and the Arizona Republic. The site describes itself as an independent nonprofit news organization focused on connecting public policy with the people it affects. The Mirror intends to do this sort of watchdog journalism that has been on the decline with the newspaper industry. The small staff has high aspirations, amplifying voices, shining lights, and holding public officials accountable. Arizona Mirror claims it's nonprofit in its initial 990 filing. As a nonprofit, it is illegal to have a political bias. The firm that claims this status are immune from paying taxes. And you can see this right here. The address in its initial filing above shows the location in North Carolina. The entity located at the location has a site labeled the State Newsroom. At this site, you can see links to the Arizona Mirror and multiple news sites across the country. The states in blue below are where the state's newsroom has affiliates. These entities and their makeup should be investigated by the Department of Justice, but of course this won't occur with the current DOJ. If these firms claim a nonprofit status, then they should not have the liberal-only bias in reporting, which currently appears to be the case. Boy, they're all over the place, aren't they? The Phoenix News-Times continued about the Arizona Mirror. The site is funded by an obscure charity called Hopewell Fund, which is specializing in helping donors, social entrepreneurs, and other changemakers quickly launch new innovative projects. Finally, the site states the Mirror retains full editorial independence. Who is behind Hopewell Fund, and why do they care about journalism in Arizona? Good luck finding that out. Why? Because it's a red state. Previous attempts to unravel the source of Hopewell's fund money and the structure of the nonprofit left open many questions. Silicon Beat reported in 2016 the group funded a campaign demanding greater transparency from Google, and Deadspin reported last year that Hopewell Fund, through a project called the Players Coalition, is the beneficiary of millions paid by the NFL in an agreement to get players to stop kneeling during the national anthem. And the NFL wonders why people don't watch them anymore. As both of those reports noted, the Hopewell Fund is run by managers for a private counseling service called Arbella Advisors. That's clear from the organization's staff page, and Arbella's CEO, Sampriti Ganguly, serves as the Hopewell's Fund board treasurer. It even gets more complicated. The disclosure form says that the new venture fund, of which Bodner serves as president, pays the salaries for Hopewell Fund's managers. Then Hopewell pays the amount of those salaries back to the new venture fund. Influence Watch shared the following on Hopewell Fund. Hopewell Fund is 501c3 funding and fiscal sponsorship nonprofit managed by Arbella Advisors, a Washington, D.C. based philanthropy consulting firm. The Hopewell Fund manages a number of left-of-center single-issue advocacy groups, including Economic Security Project and Pro-Obamacare Get America Covered. The Hopewell Fund often operates alongside its sister nonprofits, primarily a 501c4 1630 Fund and 501c3 New Ventures Fund, which both provide similar funding and fiscal sponsorship services to center-left advocacy organizations. All three funds are administered by Arbella Advisors, of Washington, D.C. based philanthropy consulting firm that caters to left-leaning clients. The Windward Fund, another 501c3 nonprofit, is also managed by Arbella Advisors and performs similar functions. Influence Watch continues. The Hopewell Fund, like all four nonprofits managed by for the nonprofit consultancy Arbella Advisors, primarily exists to sponsor a number of fake groups' websites designed to look like standalone nonprofits. These fake groups rarely become fully fledged nonprofits. Instead, they typically exist to effect an issue advocacy campaign pushing left-wing policies and may disappear after the campaign is finished. Hopewell Fund is one of the newer Arbella's four nonprofits funded in 2015, and most of the fake groups it sponsors are focused on expanding abortion access and criticizing 45 healthcare policies. The Economic Security Project was founded by BLM leader Alicia Garza. Hopewell Fund has connections to Obama. Michael Slabby is the board secretary of Hopewell Fund. Slabby's previously worked as Democratic Party operative and as chief technology for both Barack Obama's campaigns. In the reports, the following in its key staff webpage. 2019, Hopewell Fund spent $11,027,778 in salaries and employment compensation. 2018, Hopewell Fund spent $5.9 million in salaries. 2017, the group spent $1.5 million in salaries and employee compensation. Scott Nielsen is the managing director for Hopewell Fund, and according to the group's website, was a Hopewell Fund board member from 2015 to 16, but left the board in 17. Nielsen is not reported as a paid employee or board member in the group's 2018 or 19 IRS Form 998 filings. Nielsen has a long history of working for left-leaning organizations, as he previously worked as a program director for John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation and founded a consulting firm that provides services for left-wing organizations as Open Society Foundations, W. Key Kellogg Foundation, and the Democracy Alliance. At any rate, you can go ahead and go to the Gateway Pundit and read the full story there. It really goes deep. And I guess it pays well to be a criminal and burn down other people's property. At any rate, this is Don V with Truth Be Told, and we are out of here.